In this video, we will show how to get the outlier plots and diagnostics in Rstudio in reference to our soda drink example. Remember, our soda drink example had a y and we had two predictors, which were the cases and the distance. In R, recall, you want to load your data. I'm already in the correct directory. Always make sure you're in the correct directory. What we're going to do is we're going to fit our model, and I'm labeling that as MDL. Our first plot that we investigated in our notes was plots for outliers and our Y, where we were plotting our residuals versus predicted, or our studentized residuals versus our predicted. All you have to do in R is use this function called residuals, and this is going to get you your raw residuals. This fitted function is going to get you your predicted values, and then our student is going to get you your studentized residual. If you wanted the standardized residuals that I was talking about in class, that is going to be our standard. And then putting your model there. So let's run these values. And then once we have the values, it's as simple as just plotting our data. So here's the residuals versus predicted, but typically we want to look at our studentized residuals so that we have a good reference of how the points relate to each other. So here's our studentized residuals. Our next plot that we looked at was the plot for leverage, where we needed our hat values. So again, in R, it's pretty simple. You just type in hat values and then your model. We're going to run that. And then it's just plotting your hat values. If you don't put any observation number here, R will automatically just count 1 through however many is in this value, or this variable. And then we had a cutoff where we had p equal to 3. So all I'm doing now is just plotting that line right here. Then we might want to be interested in which of these observations. If we had more data, it might be a little bit harder. But what this is doing right here is it's going to find which of our H values is greater than our cutoff. And we can see that that's 9 and 22. The last thing that we looked at in this lesson of notes was plotting the highly influential points using Cook's distance. So to get our Cook's distance, we're going to use this function. We're going to put in our model. Then we're going to just plot those values. We're now going to plot the line across where 1 is, so we have a reference. And then again, this is just going to plot the observations that are greater than that cutoff, which is again 9. Again, I would recommend always looking at your plots. This right here might be helpful if you were looking and trying to figure out which observation this point is. And that covers it for identifying outliers in R.